Hey guys!
Hi,
It's Tack,
and Lisa.
and we're here to talk to you today about how to start camping. Because for some people, it can be really intimidating, and for some people, it's a scary experience. But it doesn't have to be. It can be a fun time. Especially if you know what you're bringing, what you're doing, and kind of just like the general mentality of where you should be when you like go into the great outdoors. I know for Louisa, when I brought her for the first time, she was like, "Huh."
I had no idea what was going on. There were many questions, very little to no answers, and I was just kind of like, okay. But it ended up being super fun, despite also being slightly stressful.
all the time.
All the time.
All the time. She also started off backpacking.
Yeah, that was intense.
Trial by fire, but we recommend starting with car camping.
Definitely. You can bring your whole world. Car camp, blankets, pillows, stoves,
Everything.
grill.
Yes.
Bring a laptop set of a hotspot.
So to start camping, you need a certain amount of gear. Summer camping or like spring camping is easier than winter camping because the gear is less expensive and you need less of it.
Yeah.
Just because of you need like better sleeping wear, like sleeping bags and stuff, and better jackets and clothes so you don't freeze to death. But if you want to start camping, spring is coming up quite quickly, you know.
Yeah.
We
it's a
live in
good time.
Texas. Literally it's 70 degrees right now. Yeah,
Yes.
crazy time.
Yeah. Thing number one, very important, a tent.
Yeah.
Shelter.
Yes. So you need something to sleep in, obviously, to shelter you from the death of the outdoors. But in that tent, you need a sleeping system.
Yes.
So the sleeping system is just a sleeping bag and a sleeping pad. The pad is very important, otherwise you're going to be very uncomfortable. And we actually go into more detail about this.
Yeah, we have a video all about sleeping systems. Like, I, for one, had no idea what they were when I first started, and I was like, oh, this is great. So we'll go into a lot more detail there, and I guess link that in the description or somewhere
Somewhere up here.
in this video.
Yeah.
It'll be there.
Yeah. The kind of third thing that you need is cookware. Obviously, you're going to need to eat. If you're backpacking, then we personally like dehydrating our own food, but also being lazy sometimes and
Yeah,
buying.
we'll bring backups.
Yeah, we're like
Sometimes
buying freeze-dried food
you
at
can only
REI.
eat so much spaghetti.
Yeah, this is true. It's our go-to in dehydrating food. It's super easy. But you eat spaghetti for 3 nights and you're like, I'm really tired of spaghetti. But yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, with car camping, all you really need is like smaller versions of like regular like pots and pans. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Just like what you think you'll need and what you like will use.
But if you have the space for it and you're willing to haul it out there, by all means bring your propane grill or
do
something. Because we literally saw people bring them. They're
We're
like,
grilling up hamburgers and hot dogs, and we were like
yep.
eating our spaghetti.
Yep. Or their little charcoal grill. We saw a bunch of those. And we're usually at some place of a burn ban because we live in Texas and it's been the dry season. But usually there's a grill there that you can just put charcoal
A
under.
little nice fire pit.
Yeah, and you can just cook things there. So that's a convenient way to do it. It's hard for our vegan friends though. Just because the variety of things they can bring is like diminished. But other than that, obviously bring food
Cookware and food.
and bring enough water.
Very important.
Especially if you're backpacking and there's no water to be found, remember to bring water and extra water.
Far more than you think that you'll need.
Yes, we
is
almost
the
ran out
general
of
rule.
water at Big
Keeps
Bend.
happening.
Yeah.
We try, we fail.
Yeah. But if you're car camping, there's usually a water spout or a water spigot that you can get water from. But if there's a drought on the website usually, then they tell you should bring your own water just to help them out, and you should to help out the park because the park sees a lot of people nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next up, like especially if you are car camping, it's really great to have like a small backpack or like some kind of bag for when you're like hiking during the day, because you want to bring like a whole big thing with you. So that was something you just put like a bottle of water in, maybe some snacks, just as you're like moseying around the trails.
your camera
Always
bag
nice
so you
to
can carry
have.
all your camera gear around.
True.
So that sucks. And lastly, and probably most importantly, like piece of gear you need is your trash bag.
Yes.
There's been so many times that I've saw so much litter, and like backpacking, you just bring like a Ziploc bag, like, and it zips up and you just put all your trash in there and you squeeze all the air out. You don't worry about that. You shouldn't be producing all that much trash anyways. But car camping, you just bring a normal trash bag.
Yeah, you're like, there's usually a place to hang it up so animals don't get into it, and then you just toss everything. They'll have like a big dumpster nearby when you're all done.
Yeah, but leave no trace behind. Don't litter, guys. All right, and now we're gonna move on to tips, kind of like the right mentality to have a good time.
Yes.
Because you can definitely go into camping with the wrong mentality and just have a shitty time just because you're just like in the wrong mind space. So first off, I think it's the biggest thing is be flexible.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
big time.
Something is going to unexpectedly go the way you might not want it to go. And you just have to roll with the punches. Why ride the tsunami?
Even if it's a literal tsunami. Because let me tell you, we were camping semi-recently, and it had been like pretty nice weather, but then like one day it was, like the next day was pretty hot. And I remember seeing like a rain cloud, and I was like, I'm looking at you, man, like cool this off. And it poured. I mean, it was like I was soaked to the point that when I was dry, I still felt damp.
Yes.
But it's like my favorite memory.
I've also been hailed out of my tents and flooded out of my tents, I think 3 times now. And let me tell you, like, I feel like the most memorable camping trips are the ones that had the most struggles. Because you're with friends, you're with people that are like really awesome.
That joint suffering.
Yeah, it's that joint suffering.
Really brings people together.
Really knits you together. And you'll look back on it and just laugh. You kind of forget about the suffering part. You just kind of remember the event and the time, and it's a good time. It's a good time. A really important safety tip, though, is
Yes.
to tell a friend where you're going. Tell a friend or a family member.
And when you'll be back.
Yes. So if you're going on like a 3-day backpacking trip, tell them the dates and the times and when you should be back, and you'll call them so that they know you're okay. Otherwise, you can get stranded and no one knows you're out there.
And that would be really, really sad.
Yes, as you slowly die, as you broke your leg and you were dragging yourself down this trail, but you're probably not gonna make it.
It's so dark, but true.
Yeah. Lastly, I think it's bring good shoes.
Yes.
Bring good shoes. Don't be like my little sister and bring sneakers to a rocky terrain, mountainish backpacking trip.
She may or may not have sprained both ankles, but it's
Both
fine.
ankles.
But both was unexpected.
We actually have a video about shoes
Yes.
and what
yes, we do.
shoes you should bring. Either like running shoes, boots, or like trail runner kind of deal.
Kind of work out like what the best option is, and it is a little bit dependent. But we'll go into more detail on that in that video.
Yeah, somewhere up here or in the description.
Yes.
Cool. And
Yeah.
lastly, I feel like the biggest thing that kind of prohibits people or like scare people away from camping is the question of hygiene.
Yes.
How do you stay clean, especially on these long backpacking trips? Her favorite thing is these
I usually will bring like a little thing of like face wipes. They're like nice little fancy cleansing wipes. And I use them like once or twice a day depending on kind of how gross I feel. Because I hate being dirty, and it has like totally made me feel clean and refreshed. And I've really enjoyed having that. It's my little comfort of home. Right there.
Yeah. If you're car camping, there's usually like a shower, but it's like a locker room deal where it's like there's like there's a curtain that doesn't close quite well.
You know, so you
kinda
may or may
dirty.
not want that in your life.
You definitely should bring flip-flops if that's the case. But COVID times right now, usually all of them are closed. So the bathroom is just open, and like there's a sink, so you can wash your face and hands and kind of up to your arms and stuff. But you can't take a shower, and that's where bath wipes are still coming in handy. And for me personally, I like bringing wet wipes. You know, those wipes for your booty.
You know, you run into that like one-ply toilet paper in the bathrooms. It's
Yeah.
never a nice time.
More times than not, if I'm going car camping, the toilet paper that's there is this one-ply toilet paper where the dread of ripping your hand through the toilet paper as you wipe is so high, and your anxiety and PTSD is like, oh.
See, and it's the PTSD that really concerns me. I really get a lot of trouble with this,
Yeah.
over time.
So wet wipes, it's also
yeah.
more efficient.
Some hygiene
Wipe
tips.
faster,
It's all about the efficiency.
Yes.
But yeah, general hygiene tips. I mean, of course, bring like a travel toothbrush as
Mm-hmm.
well, but I feel like that's pretty common sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lastly, I guess try to have fun. You're going to the outdoors, you're seeing new things, making your body maybe hike more than you've ever hiked in your life. Your hip flexors like, what the hell? Yeah, that's it.
We hope that this sort of like makes people feel a little bit better about going camping and enjoying some time in the nature.
The nature.
The nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you liked this video and you found it super helpful, it would be great if you thumbs up and also subscribe
do a
for more
whole-
videos like this, and also our adventure vlogs where we die. And
More often than not.
Yes.
Try to make it entertaining though. Hey.
All right. See y'all next time.
Bye.